This is Alan Stang. Stick around. From time to time, regular listeners to these broadcasts have heard your reporter discuss a substance known as Laetrile, which is another name for a natural material called amygdalin. Laetrile is also known as B17 and is a vitamin found in hundreds of foods such as apricot kernels, peach kernels, and certain grasses. And a growing body of medical opinion believes that Laetrile is an effective control for cancer in exactly the same way as insulin controls diabetes. According to the Laetrile therapists, cancer is not the invasion of the body by a hostile element, such as a virus. On the contrary, they say, cancer is caused by a vitamin deficiency, exactly like scurvy, pellagra, rickets, and so on. The telltale lump is not the cancer, but the body's attempt to isolate and fight the cancer. Among the organizations spreading knowledge about Laetrile is the Committee for Freedom of Choice in Cancer Therapy in Los Altos, California, and the committee recently launched a monthly journal called The Choice. The first issue describes a spectacular victory for Laetrile in a U.S. District Court in Oklahoma City. It seems that on November 30th, 1971, Mr. Glenn L. Rutherford of Kansas was handed a diagnosis of invasive adenocarcinoma, cancer, and advised to submit to major surgery. Mr. Rutherford refused and went instead to the Tijuana, Mexico clinic run by Dr. Ernesto Contreras, a Laetrile therapist. The clinic treated Mr. Rutherford with 3 grams of Laetrile a day, along with proteolytic and other enzymes, and a clinic report dated August 8, 1974, found his cancer neutralized. After the initial treatment, Rutherford was put on a maintenance dose, exactly like a diabetes patient. The Federal Food and Drug Administration seized his supplies, and Mr. Rutherford went into federal court to fight. His attorney is retired U.S. Army General Clyde Watts of Oklahoma City, a member of the National Council of the Patriotic Anti-Communist John Birch Society, who argued the case on the basis of the U.S. Supreme Court decision of Wade versus Roe. That decision authorized a pregnant woman to choose abortion for her baby, and your reporter has already showed many times how wrong the decision was. In the abortion case, the abortionists argued that a woman has the right to absolute control over her own body. So in the Rutherford case, General Watts argued that if a woman can use such a right to destroy life, then a cancer patient certainly can use the same right to control his own body in an attempt to preserve life. And on August 14th, Judge Luther Bohannon ruled in favor of Rutherford. Indeed, the judge apparently laced into FDA, ruling that it had interfered with Mr. Rutherford's constitutional rights. By the time you hear this, the government will probably have appealed, but the decision is a big victory for freedom of choice in cancer therapy, and your attorney should know about it in case you too have to go into court. In fact, the Rutherford case is only one such victory described in the new monthly journal published by the committee in Los Altos, California. I'll be back in a minute. As always, please remember that your reporter has no medical training, is not a physician, and therefore, of course, gives no medical advice. What you have been listening to should be regarded strictly as news. News about a fascinating and important controversy in medicine. For more information, why not read the 2-volume World Without Cancer by G. Edward Griffin and Vitamin B17 by newsman Mike Colbert. The choice is yours. This is Alan Stang. Think about it.
The Alan Stang Report is produced by the John Birch Society Features.